Officials from a number of Formula One teams have made no secret of their frustration after reports emerged in Malaysia that FIA technical chief Marcin Bitkowski could be set to join Renault. Bitkowski has been the main point of contact for teams with technical queries in F1 as the FIA's technical chief, but handed in his resignation earlier this week. The FIA immediately placed Bitkowski on gardening leave for 3 months, but reports from multiple outlets on Friday claimed he is poised to join Renault's works team. Given Bitkowski has been privy to intimate technical details regarding car design details for all teams, concerns have been raised by many about the knowledge he would take to Renault and its possible usage. "We take major issue with that if he does end up with another team," Red Bull F1 chief Christian Horner said. "Obviously in these individuals you place an enormous amount of trust. In the role that Marcin has been responsible for, he has been in an extremely privileged position, and extremely recently he has been in people's wind tunnels and looking at intimate details of knowledge of next year's cars. I think 3 months notice period for him to then turn up in a competitor team in Formula One is entirely inappropriate. I certainly hope that isn't the case, and I'm sure it will get discussed quite seriously at the next strategy group meeting." Force India commercial chief Otmar Safnauer took issue to the short gardening leave period, believing it to go against the usual year-long stint on the sidelines for most in F1. "I think 3 months is nowhere near long enough. I think a year is right," Safnauer said. "I mean, it has to be long enough such that the technology that he is aware of becomes, if not obsolete, and not leading edge. There are some sporting regulations as well that prohibit us from selling current-year cars for exactly the same reason. The cars have to be at least 1 year before we can dispose of them, and it's for that reason, and I think notice periods should follow along the same lines." Mercedes boss Toto Wolff added, "But we need to look at the timings, we need to be transparent with the FIA and give them access. In order to have the full trust of the teams, it's important to have a certain stability and understanding how quick somebody can leave the FIA and join another competitive team." Renault is yet to make any comment regarding Bitkowski or his arrival at the team. Follow at LUKESMITH F1 Scuderia Toro Rosso Formula One chief Franz Tost says it is all open for Daniel Kvyat to return to a race seat with the team in the future despite being dropped from Malaysia. Less than 18 months after being demoted from Red Bull back to junior team Toro Rosso, Kvyat was replaced by Pierre Gasly for the races in Malaysia and Japan after a poor run of form that had seen him score just 4 points so far this season. It is unknown how many of the 4 races after Japan Gasly will contest, with the United States Grand Prix clashing with his planned Super Formula title showdown at Suzuka, leaving the door open for Kvyat to return. "It is all open," Tost told the official F1 website when asked about Kvyat's comeback chances. "He is still a Red Bull driver and has a valid contract. Red Bull has no other junior drivers on its books that are ready to race in F1, and with Carlos Sainz Jr. bound for Renault, a Gasly-Kvyat lineup seems the most likely solution." Tost stressed that no decision had been taken, with Gasly's lateces and appearances intended to be a test to see how he fares in F1. "We don't know about the lineup yet. That is why Red Bull decided to run Pierre Gasly, to see where his real performance is," Tost said. "After we get a picture of this, Red Bull will decide. Yes, there is nobody else from our junior program besides Gasly. But let's see." Follow at LUKESMITH F1.